Say hi to everybody, Marcella.
Hi.
She's still in her PJs today because we're having a lazy day, right? Lazy Sunday. So it's a good day to do paper marbling today with shaving cream. This is a very fun project. I've done it multiple times with multiple grade levels. Every grade level seems to really enjoy it, and I've never done it with Marcella before, so this is the first time for her. So what you're going to need for this is some cheap shaving cream. Any shaving will do, but if you have cheap stuff, I would use that because you're going to use it for art, so it doesn't need to be awesome shaving cream. Probably going to need some paper towels next to you in case you need to wipe off fingers. You're going to need something to swirl with that you don't mind getting shaving cream and food coloring on. So we have a couple chopsticks, metal chopsticks that we're going to use for that. You're going to need food coloring or paint. Food coloring I think works best for this, but paint works okay. You want something liquidy that's going to add good color to your shaving cream. You're going to need multiple pieces of paper because you're going to be able to make multiple versions of this at one time. And maybe an extra container to put your shaving cream on after you scrape it off your paper, and you'll see what I mean here in a little bit. You're going to want to do this on a surface that, maybe a tray if you don't have a surface you don't mind putting shaving cream on directly. You will be putting food coloring on your shaving cream, so you don't want to be on a surface that you're worried about staining, so you want to kind of prep your surface for this first. If you're doing on a table you're worried about getting dirty. And we have your typical food coloring, and you can mix colors for this, and I'll show you how to do that here in just a second. So we'll put these in the middle so you can both access them easily. So what you're going to do, you squirt out shaving cream. You want it fairly thick so you have enough to swirl and reuse. And then you get your shaving cream, or excuse me, your food coloring out, and then you start adding colors. And you only need a little bit at a time. You ready to watch, Marcella? So this is a good color mixing lesson because it makes you think about which colors could you add to your shaving cream that will happily mix together when you swirl it. And you'll see what I mean here in just a second if you've never done this before. So I'm going to do some dots of blue. And I know blue mixes well with yellow. What does blue and yellow make, Marcella? Do you remember?
Red.
No, not quite.
Green.
Yes, good job. And you'll get to see what happens. I probably wouldn't go too much more than maybe 2 or 3 colors with this, because then once you start swirling and start reusing your shaving cream, you get kind of weird mixes happening. I'll do a few dots of green. I know it'll kind of mix and make green anyway. I'll just put a few dots of green in there. Okay, you ready to see what happens?
Yep.
Okay, so then I'm going to get my chopstick and I'm going to swirl it. You can swirl it however you want. The different ways that you swirl it is how it's going to turn out differently on your paper. And I put a little extra shaving cream on my table than I probably will ever need, but that's okay. You actually don't need this much to get started. You just need a good layer. Okay, we'll see what that looks like. That looks pretty well swirled. I'm going to just kind of place that in there so I don't make a giant mess. Then I'm going to get my paper. Old computer paper, it's not anything fancy. You can use whatever paper you want. It kind of depends on what you're going to use your marbled paper for later. I don't know what we're going to use ours for later. We'll save it and then I'll think of a project that we want to use it for. So now I'm just kind of pressing my paper into my swirled shaving cream. I'm just pressing it, and I should see some of the swirl show up on the back side of the paper. I think you can kind of see that in the video. And then I'm going to peel it off. And it's not going to look all that fancy right away. I'm going to move this out of the way so you guys can see what it looks like when you scrape off the extra shaving cream. Hopefully not making a mess in the process. So I also have something to scrape with, so that's something else you're going to need. I just grabbed some butter knives from the drawer, which are going to work just fine. And you just kind of scrape off the extra shaving cream. I'm putting it in my extra bowl here. And what it reveals is kind of the swirl pattern that you made in your shaving cream. And the more you do this, the better it's going to look, unless it starts to really mix up your colors and get kind of muddy. You can always replace your shaving cream or scrape off the top layer if you want to do new colors. Like say if I wanted to try some reds and yellows together instead of the blues. If I did red directly on top of this, I might get some weird color mixes, because red and green are not good mixes. They make kind of a poop brown color sometimes, or a weird gray. So there's my marbled paper. Okay, so we're going to do it again. You ready to try yours, Marcella?
Yep.
Scrape off my knife. And I can reuse the shaving cream that I scoop into my tray if I want to. That's why I'm kind of saving it. Alright, babe. Here's the colors. You drip drop whatever colors you want on there. I'm going to re-swirl this and see if I can get a new design. I'm not going to put more colors. I'm just going to reprint. Yep, just drip drop. There you go. You gotta squeeze it a little bit. There you go. Okay, what color are you gonna do with blue?
Red.
Okay. What does blue and red make when you mix them?
Purple.
Yeah, good job. Okay, I'm gonna do another print. We're going to see if this one turns out better than the other one. There wasn't a whole lot of color on my first one, which is pretty typical for your first paper marbling attempt. Like I said, I've done this with multiple grade levels: high school, junior high, older elementary. Oh, you need this, the swirler.
Yes.
There you go. First time I've done it with Marcella's grade level, though. I have younger elementary kids, so that would be a fun thing to try at home. It can be kind of messy, so prepare for that. I'm going to move the paper out of the way a little bit.
It doesn't care if it crumbles.
Yeah, okay, you can put it in there. Okay, you ready for your paper?
Yep.
See what it looks like?
I'm so excited.
Okay, then you put it on top. There you go. Good job. Put it on top, kind of squish it down a little bit. You don't want to squish it down a lot. Just enough to where you start to see it on the back of your paper. There you go. Good job. Okay, ready to peel it up, see what it looks like?
Oh, it's sticking.
That's okay. Peel it all the way up. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Good job. Now put it over here. And you scrape off the extra and put it in the bowl. Nice. Put the extra in here. Kind of scrape it off. There you go. Ooh, that's looking cool. Yep. Put it in the bowl, scrape it. You can scrape it right there, it's okay. There you go. Almost got it all scraped, and then we'll show everybody what you did. Okay, let's show everyone what yours looks like. That looks pretty cool. Okay, this was Marcella's first attempt at paper marbling. It looks really neat. All right, ready to do another one?
Yeah.
Are you going to add more colors, or are you going to try and re-swirl? Because I just re-swirled mine. We're going to see what mine looks like here in a second. This is like super fluffy shaving cream, so it's not even like really sticking to the paper that much.
I'm gonna do these two.
Okay. Do you want me to take off the colors that you have on there so you can start all over again? Or do you want to just do it on the colors you have?
Do it on the colors I have.
Okay, go for it. Let's see what it looks like.
That would be super. Too much.
Okay, so here's my second attempt. Looks pretty neat. See, it gets better over time. So my first attempt versus my second attempt, I think. The second attempt looks a little bit better, a little more interesting. So what I've done with these projects when they are done is we've printed over the top, or we've stamped, made stamps and printed over the top of it. I've cut it up and used it for collages. It's good for scrapbooking. You could do weaving projects with it. Whatever you think you want to try with it later on. We're going to save our papers, and I'll think about what we're going to use them for. We might do a print making project later.
Oh yeah, and don't forget, I'm doing a pool party up in my bathroom with Barbies.
Oh yeah, she's coming up with things to keep her busy. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, I'm putting paper on.
Oh, you know, you gotta swirl it.
Swirl, swirl.
Swirl it, swirl it. I think
This
I'm gonna
is
go
like
back
a
and forth.
Christmas color. This is like a Christmas color.
I'm gonna go back and forth with mine and see what that does. I'm gonna stick with blue, green, and yellow, I think.
Do it this way. Do it this way.
Okay, you do whatever you want to do with yours.
I'm going to do all of the swirls.
Nice. Let me know when you're ready for paper.
Okay. Whoa, look at that color.
Cool.
Look it.
Yep. Put that in the tray when you're done, so we're not getting it everywhere. Good job. All right, ready for your paper?
Paper.
We'll do a couple more, and then we'll go ahead and finish up our video.
Okay.
And we'll probably continue marveling for a little bit, and I'll take pictures of our end results. Okay, push it down. Ooh, my blue's really soaking through my paper. You can see how many times you can get a print or a marble, whatever you want to call it,
Oh, look at the green.
using the same shaving cream.
Look at the green.
Yeah, it's soaking through your paper, isn't it? Alright, let's see what this one looks like.
Whoa.
Whoop.
Can you feel this?
Yeah, does it feel weird?
Yeah. Can you play with this?
Nope,
Why?
because it'll stain your hands. So we're trying to avoid doing that.
What does that mean?
It means that your hands will be whatever color your shaving cream is, and it'll probably stay like that for a while. It'll come off eventually, but you would have colored hands for a little bit. Alright, scrape it. Scraper's over there. Let's see what it looks like.
Wait.
So there's my third attempt. I think that turned out pretty cool too. We put yours on top of mine so we can keep them together. They're actually not, like, they're a little saturated, but they're not all that wet, so they should pretty quickly. Go ahead and keep scraping, babe.
Wait. This looks like butter.
It does kind of have that buttery sort of textural feel to it.
It's kind of like yogurt. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna do it on top of here.
Okay. Keep going, you almost have it all off. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'll show everybody what yours looks like. It kind of looks like a tornado of colors. Very cool. you can kind of see what happens when you use colors that might not mix very well sometimes. So you guys can see what that looks like. But that turned out pretty neat, Marcella. I like the pink that happened in the middle. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Alright, well thanks for tuning in, guys. If you decide to watch the video with us, if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to comment. And we'll see you tomorrow.